Hello and welcome. Aquarister here, coming to you with another video, and today we're going to be looking at ancient glob farming. Now, glob farming has shifted a bit in the last couple of patches here. When they originally came out, there was quite a few areas that you could actually farm ancient globs in. Then after one of the patches, they actually changed it. Something happened, and then we could only farm them in one specific area. Since this most recent patch with the Fellowship Fire patch, they actually changed it so now we can go and farm ancient globs back in the old spots that we used to go and farm them. So today I'm going to take you through that route that I used to go on. I have a specific route that I do run for globs that allows me to get most all of the loot as well as clear most of the ads and get as many globs as we can. So let's take a look at the map first, take a look at the route where we start and where we end, and then we will get going on the route itself and see what that looks like. All right, so looking at our map here. Now, if I'm going for just globs, I'm usually going to start here at the Saboteur's Shrine. Otherwise, you can actually work this glob route into your Scarab route. So I have the previous Scarab video, which I will link down below. And in that video, we actually start up at Mercurial Shrine. And usually what I would do is hit up these pools. Then I would go to Castrum Kerberos. And then I would go do these pools and then continue the route from there. Today, though, we are going to go for just the globs, which is going to include Castrum Kerberos, the Castrum Pontem, the Frontlines, as well as Castrum Inferos. So these four areas all can now drop globs again. The old area that most people are still probably farming is Castrum Victualis, which is a very, very good spot for globs still, but it does get to be a little over farmed with too many people there. So I am reverting back to using my old glob route now that we can actually pull globs from these four areas again. So let's take a look at the route here, start running on it, and go through kind of the specific route that I like to run through these areas. All right, we made it over to Castrum Kerberos. So with this route, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you where all of the chests are that I like to go and the route that I like to go with. Now, I will group some mobs just so you can see some of the pulls that I do like to do. But in general, for means of time in this video, I'm just going to show you where the chests are. And as far as grouping ads together, I'll kind of share where I group them and what I'm doing. But from a time standpoint for this video, I am going to just show you where the loot is. But I will say, if you are glob farming specifically, definitely group up the mobs, kill as many as you can, get all the loot, and just keep grouping, killing. By the time you're done with the route, you might even be able to reset the whole route and get access to the chests again, depending on how long this takes you. Sometimes, you know, if I'm doing my Scarab run, I can start the Scarab run through this, finish the Scarab run, go back, and still be able to do another run of globs. So it just kind of depends on timing, but it's about an hour long for the chest cooldown, so you may want to wait for that. But let's get into it for this route specifically. We'll do it into 4 different areas here. So we'll start with the Kerberos area and work our way through. But I did just run this not too long ago, so I'm not going to be able to gather all of the loot, but I will show you the route and the chests that I go with. So let's start running in here. In this first area here is kind of the first grouping area. Again, I'm not going to group everything, but in general, you are going to want to group everything in here. There's a lot of ads to group, and usually I'll just run around, grab everything, and then kill it all right here, and then there is a provisions crate there. From here, you're going to grab the provisions crate right there. Into here, there's a small cache, but usually I will group this whole room. We'll group this whole room together. Like I said, I'm not going to group everything on this whole route, but we will group some of it. And I don't have the best weapons on me for grouping, obviously, so a lot of this is we just kind of have to run back and forth and burn out back through. And then, yeah, so with the little jackals like that, they will spawn these elite dogs, and those are probably the worst to deal with in here. They're very annoying. They're pretty tanky. So they do take a little bit of time to take out, but they're not too terrible, depending on the weapons you got. So after that room, we're going to come out here, group all of this area, and then there's another crate there. From there, we will move on up top. You can group all of this here. And there's an alchemy stockpile right over there. From here, you can actually group everything over there, or you can go up top here. There's actually a supply or a provisions crate right down here. Careful, they will chase you, and then we can actually go over here and get them all to retreat. So if you have this much stuff following you, just walk on this little edge. You'll get it all to retreat in this corner, unless of course they choose to throw a spear at you. All right, so next you have this provision stockpile right here, which again, I've already gotten this area, so I can't get it, but this is a provision stockpile. Usually I'll grab that one and then hop over and get this provisions crate right down here. After that, you can then leave this area, head over this way. After that, you can jump on down here, clear out the ads. There's an alchemy stockpile right there. I didn't get all the loot in this area, but again, we're going to keep this moving. There's a named guy right here that you can definitely take out. I don't think he has any specific named items that I have gone after. You have a provisions crate right there. Next, we're going to jump down. You'll clear all these ads. There's a crate right there, as well as some ori. To the left, you're going to have another crate, and this whole area, you can kind of group the whole area and take care of them. And then there's a stockpile right there, and then behind that corner is actually another crate. But we are getting hit pretty hard. So what you can also do to lose some aggro is jump over this edge. And you will lose aggro of quite a few things, but some stuff can actually run around and loop around on us. But you can jump back up over here, and hopefully the archers will back off, but sometimes they don't. If they don't, and if you have range, you can just sit here and poke them from here. So some of these chests, you will need to kill some stuff in order to get to the loot. But for now, we'll get these out. And you can just climb up and over. Hopefully we have enough time. Ah, he didn't give us enough time there. So what you can do is same deal. You can just get them to retreat. There's a chance he'll loop around, but... Okay, so he's retreating, then we'll jump over. It didn't really work the best. So yeah, I mean, a lot of this, you're probably better off just killing stuff. They might retreat if you stand on top of this, but if you have the amount of ads that are in this area on top of it, or hitting you, it's not going to go good. So yeah, if you're down to these two, it looks like you can just jump on top of the chest, and they will retreat. So grab that one, and then the last little crate right over here. Get this. There's another glob. So as you can see, this one area, because again, I did run this for just a tiny bit before this video, and I pulled 4 globs prior. We just pulled another one, so that puts us at 5 globs already. So next, we have Castrum Pontem. So let me get over there and get into the position. We are going to start right over here, and I'll meet you over there. Okay, we made it over to the start of Castrum Pontem, if that's how you pronounce it. So this area, pretty much from here, we're going to go from here to here to here. So they're all kind of connected, and the route, again, the route that I'm going with allows us to kind of get all the loot and then be heading in the right direction to head on to the next spot. So let's get started here, and again, pay attention to the route and where I'm going. There is a little bit of loot that I will skip, so do keep that in mind. If you want to get the full loot, you definitely can. It's just this is for Glob specifically, so I am trying to stick to the loot that will give us that. But there are a few loot chests, like alchemy chests and stuff, that you can definitely go after that I might skip here. So Do take that into mind as you are watching this. But let's get started on this route. So this first area is a really easy area to group up. Usually I'll just loop around here, and there are, I think, 2 caches over here, but we're not going to get them immediately. We're actually going to group stuff, and then we'll get them. So let's group all of this, and we'll even go out here, group all of this stuff, right? Burn out through all that. I'm telling you, the archers, every time they'll get you. Even if they are just corrupt. Alright, so we'll finish taking all these out, and then we'll go back for that loot. Okay, and the last one. Not a single bag from all this, and that's just how it goes sometimes. You're not going to get loot every single time you kill an ad. So we're going to grab this one. Cleared all those out. We're going to grab this one. And then we're actually going to go up top here. And usually what I do is I just group these few ads at the end. Group them like this. Alright, there's another glob. So we'll see after we do this whole area, or all these areas, how many globs we end up getting total. 2 chests. So this is one of the chests that I do skip. There's an alchemy stockpile up there. I just don't normally go for it because it's kind of out of the way and takes a little bit to run over there. So you can go up there and see where those guys are waving their hands and their sticks around. Go on up there. And there should be an alchemy stockpile, but we are going to skip that for now. So after we've cleared that first starting area, next I am going to do this grouping because it is going to make this area much easier if I group it. And we're going to group everything in this area, all of these guys. And hopefully we will get at least 1 glob out of the deal. It would be quite nice. If I can hit that guy, there we go, perfect. Alright, so now we're gonna just loop them over here, drop our meteor shower, burn out through them, even use our bio bomb, why not? Oh, just an old ring, no globs from that grouping, but you just never know. Like that last area, we got a lot of our globs from the ads as opposed to the chest because there's more provisions crates and stuff at that last spot. Probably heal up there. And the blue bags that drop on the ground really can throw you off. You get excited and it ends up being a blue shirt. Alright, so we'll grab the alchemy crates here. Provisions crate here. This one over here, I sometimes will miss, but there's a little cache hidden behind this bush. And then we are going to keep moving on. Like that guy got lost, and we're going to take this supply stockpile. Now you can loop up and around. There's a little provisions crate right there. We're going to skip that for now, but there is a crate up there if you want to go for it. And then a little supply cache here. Nothing out of that. And then we're actually going to climb up here because there's a little cache. And then we'll get the cache. And then same deal as before. If you go up here and follow the stairs all the way up, there's actually an alchemy, I think it's just an alchemy crate, and a few ads. So again, you know, if you're going really hard at trying to get your globs, you could definitely go up there just for the extra ads at that point. And here we're gonna clear all these. But if it's an area where there's only 1 or 2 ads and then just like a stockpile or an alchemy crate or stockpile, I don't normally go for them. I know that they did buff the alchemy crates and stockpiles a little bit, so you can get slightly better items out of them, but I still don't go after them personally unless it's on the route. All right, so we got that. We got all those. Now we're going to come in here, and there's actually 2 alchemy. There's an alchemy crate and stockpile. For today, we are going to skip it because of the video and for time's sake, but we are going to skip this area. You can definitely hop over there and get that. Otherwise, you can hop down here, and there's all of these ads that you can grab. So sometimes if I'm doing that upper area, we'll grab all the ads. There is that provisions crate. But after that top area, we'll go down here, and we're going to group everything over here. And we'll group it all right here. Okay. So like this area, we're really not getting the luckiest on getting globs from the mobs, but that's, again, it's just how it goes. It's RNG, but it's just nice that they opened up this area again to allow us to farm globs a little bit easier. It was a pain having to just go to one spot, and if there were too many people there, it was tricky to get the pulls down unless everyone was on the same page. Alright, we'll grab these little crates and stockpiles here, and then we'll move on. Get that. So yes, you can see they did buff the alchemy crates a little bit and the stockpiles, but still not like the best to get. Alright, now on your way out, you can definitely regroup everything and pull them. There is another stockpile, or an alchemy crate up there, and a provisions crate right here. Let's see if they'll allow me to get it. Nope. But you can group all of this, kill everything, and again, you know, by the time you're done with this area, a lot of that beginning stuff respawns, so you can actually just go back and get a loop going. But for now, we are going to leave this area. Let's head on to the next area, and we will go through that. Alright, the next spot is Castrum Inferos, which is right next door to Kerberos, where we just were, or to Pontem. That's where we just were. Yep, we went from Kerberos, Pontem, to Inferos. So now we're at Inferos. Inferos will have the big Cyclops guy, for those of you who have run through some of this Brimstone loot. There's a big Cyclops guy that's down there named... he actually drops some pretty decent tanking gear, so if you're looking for like a good tanking earring, I believe that's who drops it. Don't quote me on that, but it's been a while since I've actually farmed it. But let's get going on this area. This one, there's not as much grouping. To start out, I usually run for this supply crate. There's an alchemy crate right over there by that archer, and I think there's one other ad as well. But again, we are going to skip some of that for time's sake for the video. After that, I'm just going to run over here, and this area that we're in is pretty small. This is, I think, the smallest area with like the least amount of loot, but it just kind of like leads us into the next area, so gotta do it. And it's potentially more globs for us, so we'll take that. Alright, we'll get that guy out, grab this stockpile. I'm gonna loop over here, grab this cache, another cache down here, and move on. These guys, I usually will just group them on the archer. There's only 4 of them, so it's not too difficult as I'm getting beat up. Ow. I don't know why it always throws me off when an NPC throws a javelin at me. It's like I don't expect it, even though I see them with the spear. Alright, so now that we got that, there is an alchemy stockpile right over there if you do want to go for that. Again, time's sake, we are going to skip that. But here's the Titanic Saturninus. Might be saying that wrong, but this is the guy that drops the Titan earring for tanking. It's an earring that I use all the time. I really, really like it. Watch out for his beams. They do hurt. Be careful with this guy. He'll mess you up. Especially the beams. So watch out for the beams. They will get you. We're just gonna kite him around. I don't have a great build for fighting this guy, that's for sure. Yo, this is a small area. This guy will mess you up real bad. Come on. And it's not even so much him, like he's pretty easy to kill, but it's the ads that just mess with you. Okay, let's go up here. There we go. Takes a little bit, but we got him. All for a health potion. Alright, we'll get this supply crate. And then there's actually two right over here as well that are pretty easy to miss. So there's one behind this fire. And then there's one back by this archer here. Missed my flourish and finish on him. Alright. Supply cache. And then we just have one more to get. And then on to the last area for our glob farm. I'm so glad they brought this back though. It's really making it nice. Alright, so we got that. I will meet you at the last location and go from there. Alright, so we made it to our next spot, the Frontlines. Now this is where we are going to be starting the Frontlines. We did just come from Castrum Inferos, so you can either cross the bridge there or come out and around. Doesn't really matter. That last cache that we got is the last of the loot chests. And then you can just kind of head on to the next area. So this is where we're going to start the front lines. This is the biggest area of all the areas that we've done. So I probably won't group everything. I won't do all of my groups. I'll probably point out a lot of the chests. Again, from a time standpoint, this area does take a little longer, and this whole run takes quite a long time if you're by yourself. With a group, you can cruise through this quite easily. But solo, it can take a while depending on the build that you're running. I have done this as a healer. It does take a while, but I do recommend either a hammer or a void blade or something if you are doing this as a healer. So let's do this last area. And again, I'm not going to group everything, but I will explain the groupings that I do. So do pay attention. Let's get started here. So I have, again, I've run this area not too terribly long ago. So some of these chests I'm not going to be able to get. But in general, we're going to go up here, hit all of those ads, group everything up these stairs, and then you're just going to kill it right at the top of the stairs here because they're all going to funnel up here. There's a chest right there, a supply crate, there's another supply crate right there, and then you're going to keep moving here. There's one or two archers that can spawn up here, another cache right there. So once all that stuff's clear, then you get that cache. And then you're going to jump over here and run up and around. There's a cache right here. And then there's also a stockpile right there. Once you get all that, clear all the ads, then you're going to drop down. And actually, that's as far as I got on the run earlier. So next, there is the Cyclops and the Legionnaire there. We're going to try to just avoid the fight for now. Again, from time standpoint, let's see if they'll allow me to skip the fight. They did not. Nope, they do not want me to skip this one. So what we're going to do is climb up over here, and we're just going to try to get these guys to lose aggro. So this is another option you can do if you want to just go for the chests and you don't want to necessarily clear ads. You can just get everything to retreat, go grab the chest and move on. that is another route. So there is going to be a stockpile or a little cache right here. These ads are pretty easy to take out. We'll just clear these real quick. Again, I'm just not going to clear everything out like I normally would because it does take a while by myself. But if you do have even just one other person with you, this becomes very, very easy, very, very easy farming. Oof. I need to be careful though. Shields are the worst part to deal with for myself. There we go. We'll grab this little cache here. And again, the amount of globs I'm getting is going to be less than what you will probably get because of the fact that I'm not killing absolutely everything. We are skipping a few things again for time's sake. So if you do this full route and you take the time to really clear all the ads, you will get a lot more globs than I will, more than likely. Next, we're going to grab this. There is a big Cyclops right here as well. We are going to try to avoid this fight if possible, because I don't really want to take the time to deal with that at the moment. So we're going to climb up here and just completely lose aggro if possible. Oh boy. Perfect climb up here. He got me pinned. Yeah, I don't know if they'll retreat there. They're not for some reason. Alright. So, we're gonna skip this one. Provisions crate there, provisions crate right there. I don't really need the provisions crates right now. And then this area here, you can loop together because there is a supply cache. We'll at least do this area. It's the Cyclops that end up getting me with this build specifically too. Alright, let's burn on through them. But again, with a more proper build for this, I think people could have quite an easy time solo. Like I said, I've done this solo in the past with other builds, and it's gone really smooth, and I've had some builds where I just could not get through here with it. So don't feel bad if your build doesn't seem ideal for this area, because I too have had many moments of, why am I using this build for this? It's not working. But again, with multiple people though, I wouldn't worry about it. This area is really easy. So we got the supply cache, we got the alchemy cache. There is some ore that you can definitely farm there. And then we're gonna head up these stairs. You can just climb up and over if you want right here, maybe. There we go. And then you just need to take out this guy or the stockpile behind him. Oh, come on, guy. On you, the shields. Get out of here. Alright. You can grab this supply stockpile. That. Eat a hearty meal, get some health back. And then we'll grab this cache. And now the next one is a little bit unique. What we're going to do is climb over the side. There's a supply crate down here. We're going to jump over the side of this. Grab that. And then we can unstuck. And this will bring us back in line with our route. So we can unstuck, go back, and then head out again. That brings us right over here. And I just like doing that. It's a lot less hassle. And then you can still get the loot. It's not too much work. Everything will then, you know, back off of you and retreat. So now we're going to go up the big stairs here. Hopefully this guy doesn't come and bother us too much. We're going to try to get him to retreat before we go too crazy here. There we go. He almost got us with that, but we're good. Alright. There's a little alchemy crate we'll grab before we head up. Again, this area you can definitely group. And then when we come up here, there's another grouping area. So I like this area in general for farming because there's a lot of spots where you just kind of group everything. Except for this guy's still aggroed for some reason. Alright, so we're gonna burn out back through. Okay. And let's throw some meteors on them. That should take care of those two. Alright. So yeah, pretty easy spot to group everything in. And then another kind of smaller spot you can group, or if you can grab this, you can actually group everything up top. So this next area is a pretty big grouping. We'll see if we can do it here. Again, we haven't done a ton of groups, but this whole area you can kind of group together. Just like this. All of these can be grouped. And what I'm going to do... look through them like that. So again, I'm in a little bit squishier of a build here, and I don't have the most CC or anything like that, so we kind of just have to go back and forth. Alright, so we cleared most everything there, and then we can get the loot. There is a cache in that tent, that's why we're aggroing this guy. There we go. Here, another cache there. Our provisions crate. One other provisions crate over here as well that you can get. Then we'll head up top for the last section of this area. Right up here. Now this guy we are going to take out because a little bit of a pain to leave, so we'll take him out. Alright, we got that one. There's a few ads if you do want to kite those together, and then there's the named guy here. We'll take out the named guy for sure though, because he will cause us trouble if we leave him. He's really easy to take out for some reason, compared to some of the other named enemies in Brimstone. Okay, and then we're gonna take these two ads out because there's a stockpile right there. Alright, stockpile. There's a bunch of ads up here definitely that you can go after, but there's a stockpile here. Did get one more glob out of that, which is kind of nice. And then we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna take out this guy so we can get the last little cache right here. Now, the name guy that we killed up here, right? He actually spawns twice. So if we jump down here, he'll be down here as well, unless they fix that. Nope, there he is. So yep, he still will spawn in two different spots here. I think it's the same guy. I can't remember the exact name of the guy up top, but I think it's the same guy. But you can get him twice, and then this chest down here also gives you a chance at globs as well, because it's technically in this area. Okay, let's take him out. Come on, give me some health here just to be a little bit safe. There we go. Got him, got the chest. And this is the last chest. So when you run through here, this is where we ended up unstucking, is right here. You loop on back, and then you come back up through the stairs, and this drops us off right here. And where this drops us off, the pools, the acid pools, you can actually start a route here. So my pools run that I do works into this in a way. So you can work my scarab run that goes through the acid pools. You can work that scarab run into this glob run and do everything in one big swoop, and get a whole bunch of loot along the way. But that is the route right there. Now that we finished the route, I want to go through just a really quick overview of the route and where we all went, because I know we went over it at the start. It was a long video. There was a lot in between. Let's go over it one more time. So we started up here at the Saboteur's Shrine. We moved down to Castrum Kerberos. Castrum Kerberos, if you're going to skip any of these areas, this would probably be the one to skip because it primarily has alchemy crates and provisions crates, so you're not going to get as many of the actual supply caches, but there's a lot of ads in a small space, so you can definitely group and get a lot of ads fairly quickly. Next, we moved on to the Castrum Pontem. This area we also kind of had a more specific route through. It's a lot of alchemy as well, but there's a lot of ads, and there's a decent amount of supply caches and stockpiles, so definitely an area worth hitting. Next is Castrum Inferos, which is kind of just an in-between area. We loot the area, kill some ads, but really it's just to lead us into the Frontlines, which is where we ended. The Frontlines is a fantastic spot. There's a lot of loot. If you're going to hit just one spot of any of these, go to the Frontlines. There's the most loot, the most ads, especially if you have a group. It makes it really, really quick and easy to run through it. But that is my route. Like I said, I do work this route into my Scarab run as well, so I will link the Scarab run in the description below if you want to go check that out, and kind of figure out how you work that in. Otherwise, you can always stop by a stream and see the route live in action, or just ask me about it and we can go over it. But that is the overview of the map there and what route we actually went with. All right, that is going to do it for this one. I know it was a long video. I hope that you all enjoyed it, though. I hope it helps you out, because glob farming, I like glob farming. I don't do it all the time or as much as I probably should, but I do enjoy it when I do get out and farm them. It's pretty easy money, or if you're trying to runeglass a fit with this route, it makes it really easy to go out and do it. What we sometimes do as well is we'll take our group out, 2 or 3 of us will go out, and whoever's needing the runeglass will go out and farm globs for that one person, and usually we'll get enough for that one person's fit. So it's definitely a good thing to do. And if you don't need them for your runeglass, they do sell for around $100 to $200 a pop. So pretty easy money at that. So definitely a good route to go. But again, this was a long one, so I do appreciate all of you hanging in there. If you did like the content, please drop it a like. If you'd like to see more, you can definitely subscribe to get notified for more videos. I do stream throughout the week on Twitch, and we would love to have you stop by a stream. So if you do see me live, please stop on by and say hi. Let me know you're from YouTube, and I would love to hear some of the things you have to say or ask. We like to just chill, answer questions, just hang out, talk New World, talk other things. It's a really good time, so we'd love to have you stop by. But that is going to do it for this video, so until next time, I'll see you guys later.